what is branding? How are you defining, and why would we need one?
So to answer your question, and I've done a lot of thinking about branding over the years as I've evolved my idea of what it is and progressed through my Salesforce journey. There's a lot of different nuanced definitions for what a personal brand is, for what branding is, and how to go about it. And so I think, and this definition that I've kind of put together has changed over the years. I would qualify branding as a public persona or an identity that you create, which summarizes your unique, distinctive blend of personal and professional characteristics, your expertise, your experiences, your character, and your values that resonate within your given industry. So you can think of it like your professional narrative or your story. And then, when you take personal branding, the act of executing your brand, it's how do you package and market that brand to showcase your value to an industry, to a professional community, to a company, maybe to an employer, et cetera. I've used this definition, this analogy before, but if you put it another way, in the job marketplace, it's helpful to think of yourself as a marketable commodity, right? That's essentially what you are. So when you're looking for a job, you are marketing your products, which are your soft and hard skills, to prospective customers, which are employers. And to do this effectively, you need to create this vibrant personal brand that communicates your value. That's your value proposition. And then you also need a strategy for marketing that personal brand to achieve your employment goals, right? So it's not enough to have a great product. People also have to know that you have this product.
It's not a one and done exercise, right? As you said, you have to iterate. It's like you learn a lot in the process, and then whatever definition you came up as you first thought about it might not, or most likely won't be the one that you will come up with once it evolves in the process of thinking.
My perception of branding is always changing based upon the level of experience that I have. And branding is going to be different for each one of you. It's very unique to you and your career and your values. But I want to touch on your second question, and which was, why do we need a brand? I think these days, most people have heard about branding. They understand that it plays a role in getting hired, but they may not know how to go about doing it. And they may not understand why a brand matters. So think about it this way. In the old way of doing things, you would apply for maybe 100 jobs, right? You'd get maybe 10 interviews with maybe 1 to 2 job offers. And some folks still do that to this day, which is kind of unfortunate if you think about it, because it takes a lot of time and it's exhausting. In the new way of doing things, you craft a professional brand, you conduct a targeted engagement with your chosen companies, and you have recruiters contact you to interview, not the other way around. And then it becomes a question of deciding between competing offers. And so, if you're thinking to yourself, that sounds kind of far-fetched, it's really not. That's exactly the approach that I took. And that's exactly what happened to me when I got hired out of the military in 2019. I didn't apply for any jobs. I had several companies approach me because of my branding campaign. And they said, hey, would you like to interview? And then it was basically talking back and forth with them as the offers came in and choosing the best offer.